What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Pohltergeist, and today we're gonna be doing something different. This time I'm gonna be doing a movie review. I'm gonna be talking to you guys about Terrifier 2. Alright? So Terrifier 2 kind of takes the series in a different direction. So it's still hyper gory and hyper violent, but there's definitely a lot more in this film than there was in the last one. There's a lot more depth, there's a lot more there's just better, I don't know, all around better filmmaking. So I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe what I mean. I guess in the first Terrifier and then like the original movie where Art appears, which is also called Terrifier. So you have like Terrifier 1 is actually Terrifier 2, and Terrifier 3 is technically Terrifier 2 is technically Terrifier 3. Because there was a short film called Terrifier, and then that was like the pilot for Terrifier, the full film, and now we have Terrifier 2. Okay, and there's just like leaps and bounds of like better filmmaking from Terrifier and now Terrifier 2, and that's just, I'll get more into that. So in this movie you have a whole new cast of characters. And Tara Hayes and Monica Brown from the end of the last Terrifier movie are actually featured in this movie as well. And then we kind of are thrown into this movie like right where the end of Terrifier 1 is, and we pick up from there, where we see Art blew his brains out, and then he's in the morgue, and the coroner opens up the bag, and he comes alive, and it like attacks him. So we see the end of that sequence, and that's where Terrifier 2 starts. But Terrifier 2 has a new direction starting here. So we're introduced to the new protagonist, who is Sienna, and her brother Jonathan and her mother Dawn. Two kids and their mother have lost their father, Dawn's husband, recently, and he was apparently some sort of artist. I don't remember if they ever actually say how he died, but they do say that he was going crazy at the end of his life. So he's going crazy, he's losing his mind, and he's making all these drawings in his sketch pad. Well, in the sketch pad, Sienna, the daughter, our main protagonist, finds a drawing of a Valkyrie, like Xena warrior princess type design that she decides that she's gonna create for Halloween and make that her costume. But her brother ends up like stealing the sketch pad and like looking through it, and he finds Art the Clown drawn in the notebook. And then also with Art the Clown, he finds drawings of the people that Art the Clown has killed. So for some reason, the father of Sienna and Jonathan knows something about Art the Clown. Unfortunately, he is dead, and there are also newspaper clippings from like Art the Clown's like killings in the same sketchbook where he drew them and the victims. So it's really strange that we are introduced to this without any sort of explanation or anything like that, and you expect it to come later on in the film. The family is kind of distraught. They're all kind of stressed out because their father dying. The kids have been seeing getting psychiatric help, medication, stuff like that. Their mom works from home, she works in insurance. She's like completely stressed out all the time, and then her kids are like teenagers, so they're growing up and like doing all this stuff, and like it's kind of cool to like actually get, you know, it's kind of like Halloween, where you kind of get you know, into Lori and her mind and her mindset, and like you kind of figure out like what's going on. Like the kids are making plans for Halloween and like all this stuff, and it builds up, and like kids start talking about it's been a year since Art the Clown like did the killings and all this stuff. So like you kind of get eased back into Art being there. All the while you get snippets of him doing weird stuff and like killing people here and there, like in the most gory ways possible, of course, which fans are basically here for. Like right now, if you like Terrifier, you probably like Art the Clown the most. But Sienna steals the show. Lauren Lavera is absolutely phenomenal, and she is my new celebrity crush. Yeah, Lauren Lavera absolutely crushes it, steals the show. Like, sorry Art, but dude, I was really rooting for her by the end of the movie. She absolutely is like perfect, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like, out of all the um final girls, they like to call them in horror, like she is number one right now. I don't know even if there is anybody else. Now we have Lauren Lavera, who is amazing. Well, Damien Leone has in this movie been able to portray someone like Sienna as being absolutely gorgeous and also being strong. Like the whole thing with her costume, building it up, it's like, yeah, like she shows some leg and like, yeah, she shows some cleavage, but she's also showing that she is the hero. Like, and she's there to kick ass, and she's not, you know, showing her leg and showing her cleavage to be skanky or sleazy or in any type of way sexual whatsoever. Like, we don't even see her flirt with a boy in the entire movie, which is really I think that's really cool to see. Like, you know, you don't need love interests to be good characters. You don't need love interests to make a good film. And not saying that this film is like amazing or perfect by any means, but the fact that you can have a horror film without having high school kids fucking each other in the nude, even if you're an adult portraying a high school kid, that's still fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's unnecessary, and Terrifier does great with like avoiding that. Like, you might still see tits, but it's gonna make you kind of uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't remember seeing any type of like nudity in these movies where I was just like aroused by it. It was more like, ooh, like, you know what I'm saying? It's cringy and it's disgusting and it's horror. It's terrifying. It is terrifying. Like the titles of these movies, like they really live up to that name of Terrifier. So the whole prophecy set forth by their father, and then the brother Jonathan kind of realizes this. He's just like, I think you're the only one that can stop the clown. Like, they start seeing him around town and like having experiences with him, and they think like they know he's back. Nobody wants to believe them though, of course, because why would they? And then they have to stop him. But Jonathan thinks that because of this prophecy and because of the drawing of the thing, that Sienna is somehow like the chosen one. That he's just made this up in his mind. There's absolutely zero fact or evidence that could ever lead anybody to believe that Sienna would be possibly be some sort of chosen one to stop Art the Clown. Okay, there's absolutely no evidence of that whatsoever, other than the fact that their dead father, who was insane, started drawing Art the Clown and stuff. So anyway, the movie goes on, and of course, everybody gets slaughtered by Art the Clown, right? In the most gory, sadistic, satanically comical ways that you can imagine. Literally why people are coming to this place. Like, Terrifier has, like, that is what it is about. It is about Art the Clown murdering people, but now it is also about Sienna stopping Art the Clown. Sienna is now Ash of the Evil Dead. Okay, so the Evil Dead keep returning. Ash keeps fighting them. We can only assume that Art the Clown will return, and we already are confirmed that Lauren Lavera, excuse me, is going to be fighting him again. So anyway, all in all, movie was decent. I gave it like a 7.5 out of 10. And that's just because even though like it's gotten better and the acting is grade A, like all the actors and actresses did fantastic. But like despite all the fantastic acting, it just still is just gore. It's just gore. But it's done in a way that's fun and kind of silly, and also kind of makes you opens up your imagination a little bit, trying to figure out like what's going on. Because like why is Sienna somehow magical? There's like a magical sword introduced into this that their father gave to Sienna, so hopefully we're gonna find out more about that in Terrifier 3 and just all these things. So all in all, yeah, 7.5 out of 10. Good film, better than Terrifier 1. Not the best horror film I've ever seen. It's also kind of long. It's like 2 hours long. So you kind of got to be in for the long haul. And, but yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it, too.